Okay, so I am going to show you all the different cloth diapers we have. First, I'm going to show you Prefolds and covers, and then I'll show you the other ones that we have. So first, I'm actually going to show you what we started with, which was basically newborn size. So this is a cover. It's got Velcro on the front, and real easy, real teeny tiny. Okay, so this is the Prefolds that we used when she was an infant, and actually the way we did Prefolds is we would wrap it up around her. There's a couple different folds. There's a newspaper fold, so the baby would sit in here, kind of a poop catcher type area that folds up, and then actually you put this on the baby like this, and then you use this thing called a snappy and snap it on each side, and then you put the cover up around it. The one we use the most is actually called a bikini twist. I am going to use a rabbit. And take it and you twist it. This also kind of makes a little pocket for the poop. Put it up over the baby, bring it around on each side. You do the snappy, and then you would do the little cover on top. And what you want to make sure is that you don't see the cloth outside the diaper, because that, when it gets wet, will then make all the clothes the baby's wearing wet as well. So that, this is not exact right now, obviously, with it being on the rabbit, but there you go. So that's the basic idea. Of course, you don't want any of that. So this actually has a front little area that you can tuck up over any excess. Helps keep the baby's tummy a little drier too. So those are the two folds we use the most. You can look up on YouTube for a ton of different Prefold folds, but that's basically when they were little, we used all the different folds. So I'm going to show you what we use now, which is, these are what's called a regular Prefold, and it's called a short. So the reason I'll tell you why it's called a short is because most Prefolds are about this long. So when you lay it in, there's often extra with the baby when it's this long, and you don't need it quite so long. So I like the short ones, that way I don't have to fold it up, because with these you would need to fold at least a little extra either in the back or in the front to have it fit properly. This brand actually is really cool. It's called Econobum, and they have a starter package for people who want to get into cloth diapering. And I think it's around $100. Don't quote me exactly on the price, but it's around that. And you get 2 or 3 of their covers, and you get, I don't remember how many of the Prefolds. I didn't get the starter set. I just bought some just to try them. So the cool thing with this is that while the baby's smaller, this is a one size cover, so you'd snap it down to the smallest size while the baby's small. And then there's a medium setting, and then the largest setting would be completely open. And while the baby is smaller, you would fold it like this. It fits just inside. Bring it up and snap on your baby. Done. Now, when your baby gets bigger, a lot bigger, you can fold it the opposite direction. Just like that. Lay it in here. Oh, yeah, open this up to the biggest setting. And there you go, you have it up over your baby and snap it on. Real easy. So that's really nice because it does the 3-way. I found that when my baby was little, folding this in the different types of folds that I was doing was just too much cloth. So that's why I bought the actual sized newborn fold, Prefolds. But this is a great way, now that I'm doing basically just the trifold in the diaper, this is a great thing to use. So that's Econobum. They're great. I bought these, and I have mostly these that I use, the Prefold shorts, and this is what I do every day. You can use any type of cover you want. You want a PUL cover, which basically means it's waterproof. You can wipe these out when the baby poops in them. If they get a lot in them, I just rinse them and then throw them into the wet bag to be washed with all the diapers. This one is, like I said before, a one size. So it's got the snaps, but this one has Velcro at the top instead of buttons or snaps. The only problem with Velcro is that after a lot of washes, it wears out. So with a one size, you end up using it a lot, and the Velcro just becomes not quite as sticky as you go on. So basically, you'll use this on one child and then you'll need a new cover by the time you do another child in these diapers. This is another one. Oh, sorry. This is a flip system. I didn't mention that. This is flip. They have their own inserts that you can buy, but it works with any Prefold you want. They also have one thing that's kind of cool. They have some disposable inserts. So if you were going out and you didn't want to buy disposable diapers, you could actually get a disposable insert that fit right in here. I've used them before. They're pretty great. You just pull them out and throw them away. This is a coverall by Blueberry Diapers. I really like how fun this one is. This one's all snaps, and it's a one size again. It snaps, has the 3 snaps to size up, small and then medium. The cool thing about this one is that it's got these leg gussets, which help to prevent from anything leaking out. I really like getting covers that have the leg gussets on them. I feel like they do a little bit of a better job. And the nice elastic in the back that helps be tight around the legs and around the back. So all of these work with the Prefold that I've showed you. Then Thirsties used to do a 1-2 size system. So while the baby was newborn to about, I think it's like 16 pounds, 18 pounds is what the thing says, you would do these. So you can snap them as they grow, but it's not a 1 size, it's a 2 size system. And then this was the next one up. Now they actually just recently changed this to be 4 or 5 different diapers, I think now. So this one is a small, and it's kind of almost in between the largest size here and the smallest size here, which is why I got it. Because that's kind of where my child was at, was right in between these 2 sizes. But they changed their system, so all their covers are now extra small, small, medium, large. They might go to extra large, I'm not sure. So these ones have no snaps. They're sized exactly. So the small is supposed to be for 12 to 18 pounds, but my daughter fits things a little small. She's actually 19 pounds right now, but this one works exactly perfect on her. So this is what we do. Now I'm gonna show you one thing, which is our nighttime cloth diapering. So we actually use the bigger one for her. And then we use something called a hemp insert. So we put this in, and we lay it in here. And then we take our Prefold, like this, wide open. And this is the only time we use a snappy is at night now. So we take this, I'm gonna grab the rabbit again. Oh, and we use something called flushable liners. So we take this and we would lay it in like this. There are 2 sizes of flushable liners. Let me show you that real quick. There is a small and a large, I think is basically what it is. So that's the size difference. They're both they're the same length, but this one's wider. This we used while she was a little younger. We just are finishing them up. And then these ones, I like it that they go wider because they catch more of the poop. So basically, put the baby in, pull the liner up over, kind of tuck it in a little bit, and then we'll bring this in and this in to the newspaper fold up. And then you'll usually have to spread it out over their tummy at the top. Do this, and then the snappy. And then you pull this up, and I take this and tuck it in over the top. So that way it's all in there and protects the tummy from being wet all night. And then you bring this around. This one's got some new Velcro, so it's very sticky. And then like that. And then you just want to make sure, like I said before, that there's no cloth sticking out, because if there's any cloth sticking out, it'll wick onto the clothes, and then your baby's clothes will be wet when they wake up. So just tuck it in at the legs if you find that. The great thing is that this keeps her dry all night long. I find this works really good. The hemp insert soaks up a lot of liquid. So that's great for overnight. But I don't find that she wets enough during the day to need that. I know that there are some kids that, especially boys, tend to wet more. So I've heard this is really good for daytime for boys, or if you have a child that just soaks a lot more through their diaper. So that is it for covers and Prefolds. I hope that made sense. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me.